Hi, I'm Dr. JP Silvera from TaylorMade Health and Wellness, and I want to tell you about a patient who almost didn't call us. She had been in a fender bender 3 days earlier. Not a major crash. Someone clipped her at a low speed in the parking lot. She stepped out of the car, looked at the damage, felt completely fine, and drove home. No pain, no stiffness, nothing. She almost talked herself out of calling at all because she felt so normal. By the time she walked into our office, she had a headache that had been running for 2 straight days, and she couldn't turn her head far enough to check her blind spot while driving. That gap, feeling nothing at the scene and then feeling everything a few days later, that is the part about whiplash most people don't understand. And it's the reason I want to spend the next few minutes being straight with you about what whiplash actually is, what's happening in your body, and what your options look like if you've recently been in any kind of collision. Here's the first thing you need to know. Adrenaline is a powerful drug, and your body releases a flood of it the moment a crash happens. It is your built-in emergency response. It sharpens your focus, it blunts pain, and it keeps you functional when you need to be. That's useful when you're trying to get out of a car and assess a situation. It is not useful when it convinces you that you weren't hurt when you were. The injury can be present the moment the crash happens. The soft tissues, the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons in your neck and upper back, they've already been strained. You just can't feel it yet because your nervous system is still in emergency mode. Hours later, sometimes the next morning, sometimes 2 or 3 days later, the adrenaline clears out and the inflammation sets in, and that's when people start to feel it. Now, here's the second thing most people get wrong. They go to urgent care or the ER, they get an x-ray, the x-ray comes back normal, and they walk out thinking they're fine. I want to be very clear about this. A normal x-ray does not rule out a whiplash injury. X-rays show bone, they show fractures, they show dislocations, and that information matters. But your muscles and ligaments are soft tissue. They don't show up on an x-ray. A perfectly clean x-ray is completely compatible with significant soft tissue damage in your neck and upper spine. And that damage can absolutely be causing your headaches, your stiffness, and that deep ache across your shoulders. That's not a criticism of anyone who ordered the x-ray. Ruling out a fracture is the right first move in an emergency setting, but it's only the first step, not the whole answer. So what does whiplash actually do to the body? When your car's hit, even at low speed, your head moves rapidly in one direction and then snaps back in the other. That's the mechanism. Your cervical spine, which is the 7 vertebrae that make up your neck, gets forced through a range of motion it was not prepared for and could not brace against. The muscles on the front of your neck, the ones most people never think about, often take the brunt of it. The ligaments connecting those vertebrae get overstretched. The small stabilizing muscles that hold your head steady get strained, and the nerves that run through that region can get irritated or compressed in the process. That's why whiplash symptoms go beyond neck pain. People come in with headaches that start at the base of the skull. They come in with jaw tightness, with shoulder pain, with numbness or tingling down one arm, with brain fog, with dizziness. All of that can trace back to what happened in that fraction of a second during the collision. The good news is that the body is genuinely good at healing soft tissue injuries when those injuries are identified early and managed correctly. The research is consistent on this. People who get assessed quickly and start appropriate care tend to recover faster and more completely than people who wait and hope it resolves on its own. And some do resolve on their own. But you don't know which category you're in until someone actually evaluates you. Here's what a proper evaluation looks like. It's not complicated. It starts with a thorough history, exactly what happened, which direction the impact came from, what you felt in the hours after, what you're noticing now. Then it moves into an orthopedic and neurological assessment of your neck and upper back, range of motion, muscle tension, nerve tension test, reflex testing. If imaging is warranted beyond what's already been done, we'll tell you specifically what we're looking for and why. If something is outside our scope, we will tell you that too and point you in the right direction. What we will not do is create a problem that isn't there.